Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar panel discussion. I'm Jay Rizardo, Marketing Coordinator here at Nativex, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. We've got a great event prepared for everyone. Our guests will be discussing how advertisers are achieving success in emerging markets like Latin America and Indonesia, Kwai's newest short-form video platform, SnackVideo, some of the innovative ad formats they provide, and on top of all, a few case studies so you guys can comprehend the impact that these campaigns can have. I would like to mention that Nativex has been working with Kwai for some time now, and our agency solutions have helped numerous clients achieve their mobile advertising goals. We can all agree that short form video has grown very quickly and is a particularly important medium to pay attention to right now, as advertisers are seeing great results with innovative ad formats. In the end, we will jump into a panel discussion with our friends, which I'm going to introduce in just a second. In case you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. That will be your opportunity to ask our specialists whatever questions you might have. We're also going to be having some polls around short video platforms that you guys want to participate. That will be awesome as well. Now, it's time for us to meet our speakers. We have our very own Suki Lin joined on stage by Liam Lee from Kwai. Hey, Liam, how are you?
Hey, what's good, brother?
Good. Thanks for joining us today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your role at Kwai?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you for having me. My name's Liam, and I'm from Kwai Business. I'm the Revenue Partnerships Manager, and basically I help mobile marketers to achieve their marketing goals on Kwai and Snack video platforms.
Awesome. Thank you, Liam. For the Nativex sites, we have Suki, who will be talking about some of the solutions Nativex provides. Hey, Suki, how are you? Can you give us a quick introduction?
Thank you, Jay. Hello, Liam. So, everyone, good afternoon. So, I'm Suki. I'm the Senior Director for APAC region at Nativex. So, for Nativex, we are the digital marketing agency in Singapore, specialized in social media and performance marketing. So, in a nutshell, we do user acquisition and retention and how the brand and our advertiser to penetrate to international and China markets.
Thank you, Suki. We're very excited to have both of you guys with us today. And with that, I would like to pass the ball to Liam so he can tell us a little bit more about Kwai and their opportunities in the Latin and Indonesian markets. Go ahead, Liam.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Jay. Hey, what's good, everyone? My name is Liam, and I'm the Revenue Partnerships Manager at Kwai. And I help mobile marketers to achieve their marketing goals on SnackVideo platform as well as our Kwai platform. And so today I want to talk to you about 4 points, and I will walk you through today to help you understand why Kwai and SnackVideo are the place to do short video marketing. So number 1 is Kwai for Business, our ad platform. And number 2, I will let you know what our users look like. And moving on, I'll introduce to you our ad platform and services we provide. Last but not least, I'll share some case studies. So without further ado, let's get into it. As we know, in the mobile space, our growth and profitability rely on the ability to attract and retain users through cost-effective marketing efforts. So any failure in these efforts could adversely affect our business, financial condition, and the results of operations. So online marketing expenditures need to be increased over time in order to attract and retain users to sustain our growth. So here we are. We're here to help. Established in 2011 in China, and Kwai has achieved 1 billion monthly active users around the globe. And there are 3 main regions we targeted in 7 languages with these 3 products. So one is Kwai for China, and another 2 is Kwai for Latin America, and also SnackVideo for Southeast Asia market. So we have 2 products in our portfolio designed for different markets. On the left side, you can see Kwai for Latin America, while on the right side, SnackVideo is for the Southeast Asia market. And being a short-form video platform does not hold us back from chasing our core mission as an international company. And with the motto, capture the world, share your story, we firmly believe that by building a global community, it will connect people together with joy and laughter in every corner of the world. And for Snack alone, the average time spent per user has hit 33 minutes with 44% year-over-year growth. And you can see the momentum is sensational. And what's great about this is since people's attention has been transitioning to short video platforms, the daily time spent is still on the rise. And as a result, we are glad to see our monthly active users for overseas market have reached over 180 million in the second quarter of this year. And on the other hand, the average time spending per user on Kwai in Brazil is 40 minutes, which hits just roughly 87% year-over-year growth. And coming up is the user profile. For marketing, at the end of the day, it will all come down to people. So let's take a look at what they look like on SnackVideo. So first of all, let's see the gender breakdown, the age group, and where they come from. The male users have about 20% more than female, but the overall gender breakdown is kind of balanced on the platform. So if we continue to drill down, we'll find out that over 70% of our users are aged from 18 to 36. And on the right side, more than 50% of our users reside in those big cities. Therefore, the majority of our users are those who have strong consumption ability in the society. And while on Kwai, the gender and age are more relative, the same with SnackVideo. And people from the Northeast and Southeast take nearly 75% in Brazil market on Kwai platform. And online shopping has been a really, hot topic for a very long time. Over 60% of our users have regular shopping habit, and they tend to shop online once a month. And almost 20% of them shop more than 4 times per month. And on the right side, it shows that people have a wide range of interests when it comes to online shopping. And people interact and engage heavily with shopping-related video content. And the same goes for gaming. There's a big proportion of heavy gamers on SnackVideo, and they follow different gaming influencers on the platform. So for industries like e-commerce, gaming, SnackVideo is a good place to arouse the attention of your potential consumers. Next up, I'll break it down into 4 aspects. So performance ad, brand ad, our services, and incentives. We'll have you covered to boost and ensure your success at all levels. So performance ad, we aim to solve your marketing problems from driving awareness, which is on the very top of the marketing funnel, and all the way to conversion. We're giving our best shot at bringing you the people who are willing to pay for your products and your services. You might wonder what our system looks like. So we make it easy for you to understand and operate. There are 3 layers. On the very top is the campaign level. And then as said, some people call it ad group. And at the very bottom is the ad where you upload your ad video creatives to. And for our bidding model, we have OCPM, which you can bid directly on different conversion goals, like similar to the Facebook's AEO and I think Google's Universal App Campaign 2.5. So whether it's app install, registration, add to cart, to purchase, whatever it may be, the algorithm will help you explore and find the right audience. So this is the interface when you're on SnackFeed. So for the For You channel is where 90% traffic comes from, and people will see ad within the video feeds. And we offer 4 different cards to pop up for users' interaction when the video ad is being played. And also you can add your own, ad copy and choose call to action button when your for setting up the campaigns. And as you can see, we have designed different layouts for clients from different industries to cater to their needs for catching people's eyeballs to the max. And let's say once you finish setting up your campaign and you're ready to go, it is when our smart system and algorithms start to kick in. It will distribute your ads to people who match with them based on consumer demands, user profile, and the scenario you set on the back. Why is that? Because we offer many targeting options ranging from language, age, gender, to device, so as to precisely find the right people from a large audience. And these are, the major MMPs in the market. We have integrated with them, so you don't have to worry about that. If we say performance ad is for clients who are in the mobile space, well, the brand ad is for clients who are in the traditional industries like FMCG, electronics, sports, telecom, so on and so forth. We offer two products for brand ad. So one is called IMAX. The other is splash screen ad. In the following slides, I'll share with you how they differ from each other. So for IMAX, it starts with a 5-second video when a user launches, opens SnackVideo app, and then it seamlessly goes into the video feed after the 5-second video finishes playing. So this is the very first video users will see when they launch the app on that day. And the ad placement really creates space for advertisers to showcase the creative storytelling, and at the same time, it boosts brand awareness and triggers interactions throughout the whole snack community. And the other one is splash screen. It is compatible with two formats. One is static image and the other is short video. However, the difference is it will not go to the feed to continue playing the ad in the feeds after finished, but to display the organic video feeds. And we offer skip button for the format, so when a user clicks on it, they'll get redirected to the landing page. And by doing this, it will create a more interactive and attractive visual experience for people who consume the video content. Omni-service, so me and my team, we are committed to providing our clients best-in-class experience working with us. For, from a tech standpoint, with our marketing API, the campaign management and operation are within your grasp. And apart from that, our customer support system will enable and ensure deliverables are all met no matter what stage you're in. We gather many talents with hands-on experience from the giant tech companies, from Google, Facebook, TikTok, to Amazon, and the list goes on and on. A full-fledged team who will be at your service, from client partner, CST, which is a client solution team, and strategy, channel partner, all the way to product department. Anything you name it, we'll do it. Lastly, we offer, continuous incentives to boost your success. In Q4, advertisers who meet any of these three incentives will get rewarded with coupon as your ad money to spend on future advertising activities. And the amount of the coupon depends on your actual ad spend within Q4. And the proportion will be at 3 levels. So 60%, 80%, and 100% of your actual spend. So this is a steal. Please do not hesitate to contact us to get started. As for the very last point, I want to share with y'all some case studies we have collaborated with our advertisers in the past. The big name, it's no other than Shopee, one of the top e-commerce giants in Southeast Asia. And the backstory is when Shopee came to us earlier this year, they were in need of exploring more new media channels to grow their user base in the local market. So we were the newcomer at that time, and we had tremendous access to a huge audience of consumers. As a result, Shopee had received more than 100 million impressions within just 2 weeks, utilizing our performance ad. And the cost per install was averagely 10% lower than their target. So it is no doubt that Shopee was very pleased with the data. And here's another one. We got to celebrate the Independence Day in Indonesia with Shopee and amplify Shopee's brand image in local market during the holiday. And we held an online contest on SnackVideo where they encouraged Snack users to collect virtual donuts for Snap Bag and join the lucky draw at the end. When it comes to creating buzz for business, we know that it's always better to give than to receive, right? So Shopee ended up giving away many prizes to the winners, from motorcycle to cell phone. As a result, I think there were 700,000 users participated, and 2,000 winners received prizes and shared on social media, which created a big buzz at that time. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Liam, for the presentation. I hope that everybody that's watching that wants to enter those markets took a few notes so they know exactly what to do. Next, we're gonna have Suki, and she's gonna run through some of the solutions that Nativex has. So, Suki, anytime you want to start, please go ahead.
Jay, last presentation, yeah, I think it's very in-depth insight understanding about Kwai Media. And also thank you again, give us an opportunity to talk about how Nativex can help our clients to acquire an active new user on SnackVideo. So before that, let me give a quick introduction on Nativex again. So Nativex is a mobile marketing agency dedicated to driving ROI for all sectors of business. Our job is to help brands and advertisers for all over the world to achieve sustainable growth through transparent and scalable marketing platforms and solutions. So, what is the Nativex core competency and how we can lead you to success on SnackVideo? Here are our secret weapons. Firstly, it's mainly on our media expertise in Kwai Media and our experience in working with some of the top brands and mobile app clients such as Shopee and View for app installation campaigns. We provide digital growth and optimization strategies to help our client to develop a more holistic approach that stretch media solution along with different type of content, creative, and influencer strategy. So our aim is not only to grow and scale the campaign while user acquisition, but also to drive more meaningful and personalized experience through creative viral video and running live streams. Secondly, localization. So what's localization? Can we just plumb your current product description into Google Translate and copy and paste the results? Definitely the answer is not. It's very important to identify which content is the most connected to the trends of each region where it operates. Therefore, the advertiser or brands need to adapt the social media strategies to focus a global to a local market perspective. For example, to create a more localized relevant content and not into the local topics that are trending. That's our main role to help our client to adapt its marketing message and idea to the targeted region. Lastly, besides the in-house media by experience, we also come up with our in-house proprietary technology. It's called SMP, which allows us to do a budget campaign management, creative insights, and AI-powered automated ad management, which help us to increase our ad campaign efficiency up to 1,000 times and scale the campaign performance more efficiently. Yeah, so and one thing is like the key to succeed on the radio channel is the advertiser is actually ability to capture the attention of an audience that is quickly scrolling the radio channels. So gathering the ad engagement can be difficult if the video are not suitable, and that is always the roadblock for most of our advertisers. So we have our in-house creative lab called ThoughtWorks. ThoughtWorks is covering the global creative resources. We do end-to-end services, including creative planning, brainstorming, execution. Yeah. So here is a quick video for introduction. Well, so actually we offer a full spectrum of video content, including TVC, graphic motion, and 3D ads. But most importantly, we do performance creative that are hyper-focused on the end result. Well, again, as we know, influencer marketing has become a key to mobile marketing success across the APAC regions, or even like into global regions. So, and we operate, we can help to develop more, impactful influencer marketing strategy for the brands globally across different business vertical through a new media like Kwai and towards to social growth. So importantly, we know what's the best engagement forms that can resonate the best with the local audience. Well, we have a dedicated support team based in different locations in Singapore, in the US, and even in the Europe regions. So we operate across 5 core divisions: product innovation, development, content creation, media planning, media buying, and client servicing team. So now, after finish a quick introduction about Nativex, I would like to share some market benchmark and advertising tips on SnackVideo. So for the first-time advertisers, you can refer to the diagram here. So here actually cover the overall benchmark for the CPM across Brazil and Indonesian markets, and the suggest cost per action bidding model, including the CTR and CVR, for measuring the value of your ad creative across different verticals. We recommend Kwai as the platform. It's newly launched in the market, which create less competition, and the cost per action is typically lower compared to the other video channels. Well, here comes to some of the tips for the creative direction. So first of all, how to actually enhance the user interaction through the CTA button. So call to action button helps the ads to get a higher CTR and more conversion out of your design artwork. So our Kwai is suggest to adding the gesture, guidance, and needing a user to click on the button. So secondly, for the utility apps, it suggests to do a simple transition for a before and after effect. A few things that you can do. First of all, like identify the problem that your products can solve. Following this, present the problem using the visual elements, and present a solution to using the similar visual elements in the second part. The core part is actually add the copy and slogan, then connect to the image of your product, right? So lastly, using live action video can make the video more engaging and authentic. So, secondly, again, localization is the key to success and truly resonate with the newer targeted audience, targeted markets. So, I just give a few examples for these two markets. In the Brazil market, most of the Brazilians are heavily involved in sports, especially in soccer. So it plays to try to add some sport related element in their creative. It's crucial to also pair some of the top song in the local market with the ad creative. The best performance music style in Brazil is funk music. But versus to Indonesia market, electronic music can gain more attention from the audience. There's a electronic music festival in Indonesia. Everyone's very excited and gets crazy about it. So for creative design, we suggest to using more, bright color for the asset elements. And again, local action creative was the best in Indonesia. Yeah. From this, advertiser can try to engage some of the local talents, micro influencer, for your ad campaign. Well, this comes to the last page of my presentation, but let's make it more excited. So for the new advertiser who attend our webinar today, you can claim the 500 ad credit for your trial campaign. So what you have to do is very simple. Click on the pop-up ad at the bottom of your screen and claim the vouchers, right? So plus, there's an additional promotion for Kwai for Q4. So if you spend more than certain threshold, Kwai will reward you a certain percentage of the ad credit. For example, after you finish utilizing the 500 ad credit, you spend another 1,500 of your ad campaign in the following month. So you will get additional 900 of a rewarded voucher, right? So it's a very great opportunity to try on this media, especially in the in the peak season, during Christmas Day and Chinese New Year. So to try to gain more new user. Okay, so once again, thank you everyone, and this is come to the last part of my presentation. Hand over back to you, Jay.
Thank you so much, Suki, for this presentation. It's really good to see how Nativex help our partners expand their business into new markets and find new opportunities. And let me just say, as a Brazilian, I can confirm everything you said about the funk music and the soccer. We absolutely love those. And it's Brazilian funk, not to be confused with American funk from the 70s. Completely different. So now we're going to jump into the panel discussion part of our webinar. And then this first question, I would like to ask you, Liam. Amidst Kwai's international expansion, why have you chosen emerging markets such as Latin?
Wow, boy, that's a big question. Okay, so for these emerging markets like Latin America, it definitely has huge potential for sure for a short video industry, with relatively high liquidity for new user growth as well as retention. And for being the country with the largest population in Latin America, Brazil's overall advertising market ranks number 7 in the whole world. And its advertising budget is shifting from offline to online media, especially in mobile advertising, which has been, growing rapidly in recent years. I think in 2019, it was $3.2 billion US dollars. And the advertising value of, mobile users is about half of China. And there is still much more room to grow in the future. And among these numbers, video advertising takes the main portion and achieves the highest ROI for advertisers. And although, Google and Facebook, they take pretty much 80% of the Brazilian internet advertising market, while a single shallow traffic model with a low ceiling in the short term, combined with Kwai's content and tech capabilities and market conditions, we can, expand the market and diversity in the near future. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. I want to congratulate Kwai for realizing the potential of the market and the actual purchase power of the customers in the Latin American market. So great job recognizing the potential of Brazil and other countries in the region. All right, our next question is going to be for both of you guys. We're going to start with Liam. We're going to start with Suki, and then Liam's going to jump in with his thoughts. How does Kwai plan to distinguish itself from other social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok? Suki?
Okay, I would like to discuss about these two popular channels, TikTok and Kawaii. Right, it's because these two new media channel is gradually become the hottest platform in China and international markets. Right, and the key functions for this new platform is mainly on short video making, plus the live broadcast. So the two differences between these two channels. One thing is Kawaii is mainly focused on penetrating into market townships, and TikTok is more popular in the central cities, right? And secondly, it's about the traffic distribution, and the user interface is very different. So when we actually using TikTok, it's like watching a TV show. The video keeps repeating, and the advertisement will be actually appear between the latest video. So the switching of the frequency of the short video is really high. So the video must be very attractive in the first 3 seconds. And versus to provide, a list of a video will be on the main page when the user actually pull out, and you can actually browse more, like based on the icon. If you keen to look into certain content, you can click on the video. So in terms of the user experience, I can think like Kawaii interface is like browsing a list of the app in the App Store. But if you are interested to go in it and come out, you can choose another one. And so in Kawaii, the photos and the video are very important to catch the first attention of the audience. Yeah, and towards to our advertisers, it's not only keen to only understand which platforms they are, but most importantly, we could actually leverage on some of the unique content and ad option which are available for these two platforms.
Liam?
Yeah. Thank you, Suki. So for me, I think, over the past 3 years, not only just the, active user number, but also the time spent, because, attention is a very important factor for marketers. So the time spent per user has been increasing by, double digits in short video platforms, which is, which becomes a very necessary choice for all advertisers' market layout. So that's number one I want to stress. And, with the background that the giant platforms have, gradually become a closed ecosystem, while Kwai, as a newcomer, we provide advertisers with more flexible service models, and we help customers succeed. For example, we have more flexible policies, incentives, as I mentioned before, and we update the policies on a regular basis to help our advertisers succeed. And we have more commercial testing resources. We have tailored services from our client solution team, our product team, and also our tech team. And, we focus on emerging markets, bring the experience of China's mobile internet giants to overseas customers. And we help more advertisers take advantage of being, the latecomer. And for Kwai, we are playing a very important role in the short video platforms to reach a wider market with a huge monthly active users in Latin America and Southeast Asia, covering nearly 1/3 of mobile internet users in these countries. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you too so much. Those are so amazing points you just made. I also like to add that I feel like TikTok and Instagram are becoming apps that are super saturated right now. We all know that they perform very well, but their popularity, people are starting to look to other options since they starting to find the content a little bit too repetitive. And then we saw in both of your presentations that the opportunities, since Kwai is a newer app, the opportunities are there for advertisers. And also, to the point that Suki made, Kwai's interface has the option to choose the user to choose what they would like to watch, so the advertiser can kind of adjust their creative for that specific audience. So that was a great point, guys. And we're gonna go to the next question, and it's also for both of you. In-app e-commerce capabilities seem to be increasingly more important for social apps. How do these trends differ between markets and regions? Let's start with Liam this time.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you, Jay, for showing us love. I'm not surprised that you brought up this topic. I would like to start with, how I see it on a macro level, and I'll give you a tangible answer afterwards. So some interesting data resonated with me when I was reading an article the other day. It goes, e-commerce contributed to half of the retail sales in Asia Pacific in the past year. So it is no doubt that Asia Pacific is leading the e-commerce scene in the global market, followed by North America and Europe, with 20% and I think 15 to 16% share of retail sales respectively. And, plus with the pandemic, people are staying at home for the most of the time and they're barely going to the mall. And I believe it will keep boosting the development of e-commerce in the markets that are falling behind at the moment. I reckon most of y'all might have heard the word live shopping oftentimes. And this new model of e-commerce was born and raised in Asia, China specifically. Let me share with y'all some numbers so we can have a sense of how big live shopping is in China. There was 130 million people, pretty much 10% of China's population watching the live shopping online at the same time when, one of the influencers were live streaming and selling stuff. So it's booming in China and then Asia. And it is still in the early stage of replicating to North America and European market. So I think some of the retail giants showed already great interest and have taken action already on co-working with social media apps, especially short form video platforms like Walmart. And therefore, the trend of e-commerce is in the rapid development stage for the whole world. And I believe we will see more and more traditional retail giants participating in the new wave. Yeah.
Awesome taking, Liam. Suki, we'll add
Based
that.
on what Liam just shared, I just wanted to add more insight and one specific case that we are working for China markets. So definitely like the social e-commerce in China growth year on year. They have like more than 36% growth compared to last year. And the scale is projected to reach over 363 billion for 2021. So one of the recent case happened in Nativex is actually for the 618 shopping festival. We held one of the Japanese brand to promote their skincare product in China. So we collaborate with the most popular KOL. It's called Li Jiaqi. It's a lipstick king in China. So during the live streaming session on Taobao, Li Jiaqi highlighted some of the the product and the key features of the skincare products. So, and throughout the 3 minutes and 30-second unboxing video, it gains over 200 millions of views and 120K engagement throughout the mainstream platform like Douyin, Xiaohongshu, and Weibo. And it also drives the brands to have a really big sales during the peak day. Yeah, so this is the case that I wanted to share how amazing trends in China. And talk about Southeast Asia. And due to the pandemic and the social isolation, the adoption of the social media for shopping online has accelerated further. Social e-commerce has increasing high usage of a social media platform among consumers looking for purchase item. So in Asia, the top 3 social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and with some other channels like Zalo and Line, have integrated in-app shopping and payment gateway. So, and another thing is like TikTok recently also launched a marketplace. It's called TikTok Shop in Indonesia, right? And YouTube and plans to work on the e-commerce element of video marketing and live streaming, similar to TikTok and Kwai. So social e-commerce is definitely leading the future of e-commerce. And in terms of the local preference in Southeast Asia markets, so for Line, there's a 86% usage in Thailand, and Zalo, it has like 77% usage in Vietnam. So most of the user actually leverage on this communication app to make a bulk purchase throughout the app. And Indonesia, 80% of the Indonesian for the online merchants are through social e-commerce. And just for this year, it's close to 2 billion in terms of the revenue. So yeah, it's an amazing figure, and we are look forward to to see how this social e-commerce will go in Southeast Asia regions.
Awesome. Thank you, Suki. I think we can all agree that social e-commerce is a trend that's going to stay here for a long time and is going to catch up all over the world across the board. Just especially the way we depend on influencers sometimes to get their opinions before we buy a product, and this live streaming, when it goes on live, it gives us even more confidence to buy that product at that specific moment. And also in the Latin market, social e-commerce is growing so much. Just to give us some numbers, eMarket predicted that in Latin America this year, Brazil and Mexico will achieve great social buyer penetration with 39% and 30% penetration rate each. So yeah, those are some great numbers for people that want to enter those markets as well. So we're going to jump into our last question, and this is for you, Liam. What are some of the strategies US, EMEA, and APAC clients can leverage with Kwai in the Latin region? What are some of the e-commerce advantages of using Kwai?
Yeah, well, first of all, we welcome clients from all around the globe with open arms. And on top of that, we welcome clients from all walks of life, because as we know, in today's day and age, with people's attention getting more and more fragmented and transitioning to social media, we firmly believe that every one of you will find your spot in social media marketing, and it's going to play an important role in your marketing strategies. So if we're talking about, leveraging with Kwai in Latin American market, it actually has no association with where you're from and what industry you're in. It's all about, fitting into the local market. So localization is the key to success. And localization can come as small as choosing what color to use to design the user interface of your app. That being said, localization is not just switching to their local language and then put in there, but get to know the local customs, the local law, religions, and taboos and all that. As for Kwai for Business app platform, we offer our clients marketing intelligence and insights on many levels, from ad account structure, at creative trend to industrial solutions. We have you covered. And for advantages that Kwai has for e-commerce, before we get into that, I want to stress the importance of people and attention. Users are the core asset of our platform. We know what they look like, how they consume content, and their habits through learning their behaviors. So as for e-commerce, there's a big proportion of our users who are shop online on a regular basis, and they're willing to pay. And what's in store for Kwai's ability to empower our e-commerce clients are ranging from, deep link, and we got RTA, live shopping, and we're also in the process of co-building our ecosystem of influencer marketing to help e-commerce clients to drive revenue streams to a whole nother level. Yeah. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, Liam. I mean, I'm so happy to hear you saying about localization, because people sometimes think, like you said, just translating is not enough. Sometimes you got to understand the culture. And for example, Brazil, people think if you just put some soccer and some samba, everything's going to sell. It actually depends on the product you're selling. That won't fit very well. So understanding the market and the culture is very important. So thank you. Sorry for mentioning that. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of our webinar. Before I say goodbye to everybody, let me just remember you guys to claim your ad credit at the bottom left screen, so you guys can claim that ad. Cool. Suki, Liam, thank you guys so much for today. It was great having you both, and your presentations were great. I hope everybody took notes from what you guys presented today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and thanks for participating tonight.
No problem. See you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Here.